He's making a new record.
So there won't be any problems with the schedule, like when this band goes on tour?
Well, we have the same management, so
we kind of jiggle things around.
Fix it up. And it's kept me busy, you know, for the last few months. But it's been a lot of fun so far. And if I can do both things, it's great. But I will be touring with Bruce, but I hope to finish the Psycho album before that, so that can come out, you know, at the end of the year.
Won't there be any problems, like if one band like breaks through, like has lots of success, then like the others will like have to?
Absolutely.
Well, no. I mean, Skunk Works in function still.
No.
Like, you put that all to rest.
I put that all to rest. Yeah.
So that would be like pretty clever if each of you has like a second band, like.
No, Skunk Works is no more.
Why is that?
We got so far apart on what kind of music we all wanted to make. I mean, I wanted to make at least a rock album, you know. And the other guys in the band were, you know, at least Al, the guitarist, was like, he wanted to make a very alternative type of thing. And I was like, look, you know, this is not going to work. You know, you should go and do your thing and form your own band and do that. You know, which he's done, which is great. And then I phoned up Roy Z, who did the Balls Through Casa record with me, and I said, how do you feel about writing a real balls out metal record?
Is he playing on the album?
Oh yeah.
So you're on your guitar team?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we work together.
Yeah.
You already
Roy
recorded like together really in one room, or was it like overdubbing? Oh, you're the guitar player.
Oh, well no, we
were on the record together.
No, we all rehearsed together. So we all played together for like about 3 weeks rehearsals. Roy produced it as well, and we all went over to LA. Rehearsed together, then went in the studio and made the record.
So it's like, this time it's like a real band where everybody has like the same say?
No.
You're the dictator? Like the band, Hitler?
No. No, me and Roy write the songs, and he's the producer. So, you know, most of the songs are written by me and Roy. Adrian and I wrote 3 songs. So the way it works is that we've got to, you know, all of us have a vision of what the record is going to sound like, and we all have pretty much the same vision, in that it's going to be an absolutely rocking classic metal record. Now Roy, as a producer, has got, you know, a lot more ideas in terms of the guitar sounds, bass sounds, specific things to make, you know, to make the record not sound fucking 80s and shit like that, you know, to make it sound like, wow, like, you know, full-on Biohazard shit, you know, in terms of the guitar sounds. But the guitar style, you know, when Adrian plays guitar, he's Adrian, he plays exactly like Adrian. We don't like, fuck with that. You know, if we wanted somebody different, you know, we wouldn't have Adrian. You know, that's why we, you know, choose him, because he's unique. Roy does his guitar stuff, I do my singing stuff, because we all have the same picture.
I think if you get guys who work together and everyone's, you know, enjoying it and getting on, you don't need someone to say, you know, if someone starts laying the law down and saying it's got to be this way of one person, I think that's the time things start getting difficult.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what makes a band work, is that people who have the same vision roughly. A little bit of
roughly or precisely?
No, roughly. Roughly.
If everyone's exactly the same, it'd be kind of boring. But
roughly, because you've got to, you know, you've got to allow, you know, there's inspiration got to happen.
Sure.
And accidents have got to happen. You know, accidents are great. And you don't get accidents if everything is like, you know, dictatorship. You know, so. You know, you allow people some latitude, but if something's not working, you know, something really isn't working, you know, you've got to say, look, we think it could be better, or we want to change it around, you know, and you know, I worked with Roy. I mean, I had to re-sing 2 or 3 songs, because, you know, Roy phoned me up and said, look, you know, these singing on these couple of songs isn't as good as some of the others. Okay, fine, it's my record. But, you know, I go in, listen, and go, yeah, you're right, you know, let's do it again.
I just asked because like lead singers and guitarists are known to have like big egos, and like once in a while they're gonna clash, like as you had in so many bands.
My only concern, right, is that the record sounds great. That's my only thing, is the record's going to sound fucking great. And that's Roy's only concern as well. So, I mean, as long as his guitars sound great, you know, my only ego thing is to make my vocals sound as good as the guitars.
Everybody's, I mean, you don't get up on stage and run around and, you know, you play guitar and you're in a band, you've got a bit of an ego, and everyone has.
Yeah,
sure. But you use it positive. Like you say, you've got to have inspiration, you've got to give people room to work. I mean, you don't have people in the band if they're not worth their salt. You've got to let people breathe to get the best out of it. And hopefully, like I say, people have roughly the same vision. You're all going in roughly the same direction, so it's not problems.
I always thought of bands like that this is like a 4- or 5-way marriage, you know? Like you're together so often, like in the rehearsal space and on tour and so on and so forth. That's like the mood in the band is gonna change. In the like beginning, there's like, wow, we got this band going and this is so cool, and that's like if you have like a new lover, like she's so good looking, wow. And like the more you know, you get to know the people, you know, the more you play with them, because oh, not that guitar solo again. Oh no, not that, like not this kind of riff again, you know. I think that's why bands break up or start to like to stagnate, like after the 5th or 6th record. Look at Metallica right now, they didn't know what they should do, so they like fucking did something.
Oh, okay. So, but they made 5 or 6 great records. Hey, shit, that's enough.
Yeah, that's good.
Sure.
That's enough for a lifetime. And if you never make a great record again, oh well, at least you try.
Tough shit.
You know, tough shit. It's like it's not your God. It's not a right. It's not your God-given right to make a great record every time. It's like a privilege. It just happens. You just have to look for it, wait for the moment to happen. You know, it's just if it happens, it happens, man. You know.
Okay. You think you make a classic record by accident?
A little bit.
Yeah, if you sit down and try and drive it, you probably have a harder time. Hopefully, you got to work at it. You got to, you know.
That's why the record.
Focus on it.
That's why the record's called what it is. Another reason.
How's it called?
Accident of Birth.
Well, that's a cool title then. And I think that this will be the first scene we have in the TV show.
Yeah.
This is great. Wow, this was a blast. Really cool. Great.
Good interview as well.
It's like fun because
good
like,
questions, man.
I listened to your music like when I was in school. You know, I came back home. Fucking everything. Grabbed the guitar and started to learn whatever like song was like on
That's
there.
where everyone starts.
Yeah, and this is
Drive your parents crazy.
Yeah.
they know Iron Maiden better than me now, I guess. Like they had this. You probably remember this. They had this rock popping concert in Dortmund.
Yeah.
Where they had like MSG, You Killed Eddie on stage, and this was like
I did an awful lot of other things that night as well.
Like they broadcasted it like in the middle of the night, you know. My mom, she like stood awake like to see what all this like metal shit was about. And she was like wondering.
That was the night I pissed on Def Leppard's mixing desk. During the gig.
Really?
Drunk out of my fucking mind.
German beer.
Oh, I think it's the end of a tour.
It was the end of a tour.
Yeah.
I'd been on tour for ages, and I went on the stage, and somebody.
That was Peace of Mind, right?
I was so fucked up.
This is a fun story.
So fucked up. I got in a fight with the singer of Crocus.
He's a dick anyway.
I kicked him in the nuts. and I put my dick in Kevin Dubrow of Quiet Riot's ear in a photo session, walked in a photo session, and was thrown off the mixing desk because I went up with this fucking bottle of champagne, and somebody went, "Wow, what do you think of the sound?" I went, "I'll show you what I think of the fucking sound." Got my dick out and pissed on the desk, and it fucking threw me off the thing.
Oh, definitely.
Oh,
Always
dear
sucked.
God. And then Ozzy Osbourne got together with me. They locked me in my hotel room. They took me back to the hotel and locked me in my hotel room. And then they left and went back to the show and thought I'd passed out. But I escaped and went down to the bar.
Of course.
Right? And ordered 40 beers.
Bad news.
40 beers in a row like that.
Real rocket.
So that I
make
could-
it 100.
So I could, just to make sure that anybody that walked in could have a drink with me.
Cool.
Have a drink. And,
The record firm paid anyway, right?
no, I paid.
Oh, shit.
That was worse. and then Ozzy came in, and we were planning to steal a taxi and drive across the fields. I was going to order the taxi and talk to him, and Ozzy was going to hit him over the head, and we were going to steal a taxi and drive off. And fortunately, somebody heard about it and got us both separated, put us to bed.
What a couple.
Fucking
You
hell.
should write a book about this.
No,
you know?
no,
I
no,
guess
no,
you
no.
got a whole
There's a whole
like
lifetime
basket of,
shit.
of memories. This would be like a million seller. Speaking of Crocus, this bass player, he had a book out, and I think the bass player of Crocus.
Is he the bloke that used to wear the stripy trousers?
I guess so. I don't know. I'm not that much a Crocus fan because I like AC/DC, so
Oh yeah.
they ripped them off
Oh, yeah.
majorly. So I don't like that's the rip-off bands. It's like
They ripped off the Deep Purple before that as well.
did they?
Yeah.
Are there any like Iron Maiden, like real Iron Maiden rip-off bands? Like
It's a few tribute bands.